Hello English learners. Today's topic is the subject and the predicate. These are the two fundamental parts of a sentence. A sentence is incomplete without these two parts, a subject and a predicate. And that's what we are going to learn in details in this particular video. But before we learn this, I will share with you a simple definition of a sentence. A sentence is a group of words that make complete sense and that expresses a thought or emotion in a form of a statement, question, instruction, or explanation. Now let's understand what the subject and the predicate is. Firstly, let's understand what the subject is or to what we call a subject. In a sentence, the subject tells who or what the sentence is about. म्हणजे वाक्य कोणाबद्दल बोललं गेलं याच्याबद्दल किंवा कशाबद्दल याची माहिती सांगणारा जो पार्ट असतो that part is called the subject of a sentence, while the predicate tells what the subject does or is. म्हणजे सब्जेक्ट काय करतोय किंवा काय आहे याची माहिती देणारा जो वाक्यातला पार्ट असतो that is called predicate. And a subject can be noun or pronoun. The subject is the main noun or pronoun, and the subject is the central element of a sentence. Thus, all the focus is on the subject of a sentence, like a person, place, thing, or item. Let's have a look at the example for better understanding. In the sentence, look at the sentence. The cat is sleeping under the table. So, in this particular sentence, the cat is the subject. And let's talk about the predicate. As I told you in the introduction, that predicate is that part of a sentence which gives us the information about what the subject does or is. म्हणजे तो करता means the subject हा काय करतोय किंवा काय आहे याच्याबद्दल माहिती देणारा पार्ट काय असतो predicate. And the predicate includes the verb and other words describing the subject's action or state of being. I'll elaborate this more for better understanding. Predicate is that part of a sentence which gives or provides information about the subject, telling us what it does or what its state. Okay, let's understand this with the same example. The cat is sleeping under the table. So in this particular sentence, the cat is subject, and is sleeping under the table is giving more information about what the cat is doing. So is sleeping under the table is the predicate of this sentence. So it's very simple to identify predicate, that it usually starts with verb or verb phrase. Let's look at another example. The old woman walked quickly to the store. So in this particular sentence or example, the old woman is the subject of a sentence and walked quickly to the store is the predicate. It's so easy, no? I will share with you a simple trick with you. If you cannot identify a subject of a sentence, always ask a question with who or what, and if you get the answer, that's the subject of a sentence. Let's look at this same example. Old woman walked quickly to the store. So let's ask the question, who walked quickly to the store? The old woman. So that is the subject of a sentence. And as I told you that predicate always starts with the verb or verb phrase. So that's the indicator to identify verb phrase. I hope I'm clear. Let me share with you some more examples for better understanding. The teacher is writing on the board. Now it's your turn to identify the subject and the predicate. Yes, the teacher is the subject of a sentence and is writing on the board is the predicate in this example. Look at the second example. The sun sets slowly. Now try to identify this subject and the predicate. The sun is the subject and sets slowly is predicate. And I want to share with you some key points that you need to remember while understanding or while studying subject and the predicate. A sentence must have both a subject and a predicate to make a complete sense. And predicate starts usually with verb or verb phrase, and the subject can be noun or pronoun. It simply means that subject and the predicate are the integral part of a sentence. They cannot come alone, and if they do not make any sense or they do not make complete sense and cannot be called a sentence. Is that clear to you? Now I will share with you some examples for your practice. So here are some examples on the screen, and try to identify the subject and the predicate from the given examples. And here we go. That's it for today's video. I'll see you in the next video. If you find this video useful, share with your friends and family, and I'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye. Happy learning.